From 12 News, this is Newsmakers.
Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Tim White. It's the largest school district in Rhode Island, and it's under state control after years of poor performance. Now, Providence schools have a new leader in interim superintendent, Dr. Javier Montañez. In his first extended interview, our Steph Machado sat down with Montañez to explore his vision of the troubled school district and his own remarkable journey from a homeless teenager to head of the city schools.
Dr. Montañez, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting.
So I wanted to first just ask you to sort of introduce yourself. You have just been named acting superintendent for at least the next school year of course, our largest school district here in Rhode Island. So tell me about yourself. You grew up here in Providence, I believe, and how'd you get to the point where you are now, leading the school district?
Wow. So that's a long story. Originally, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. I had started attending schools in Providence when high school, which was Hope High School. Quite a few years there that homeless. So for a couple of the years that I was there, and Roger Williams Park was my home, and I walked from Roger Williams Park to Hope High School. But what's kept me here and returned back, because I have left, but I also returned, I had a high school principal who took interest in me, and was probably the first one that knew that I had a problem with reading, and took me under his wings and helped me overcome some of those issues. And to me, ever since that teacher has taken me under his wing, it's been my goal to pay it forward. So coming back to the place that gave me the opportunity to find more individuals as myself and give them the opportunity to shine.
Those struggles that you had as a teenager, is that part of what inspired you to become an educator?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would definitely. I look at those experiences two ways. One, it was a fork in the road. I could have chose to make wrong choices and go down the wrong path, but at the other hand, it's made me the person I am today. It's helped me understand individuals at a different level, and be very sympathetic to individuals, right? Because those individuals also need guidance. So that also made me want to go back to school and become an administrator or become a teacher. And before a teacher, I want people to understand that we as teachers, I want people to look at us as people who inspire. We inspire people to do better and become better. So that has always been my goal, to see how I can affect those individuals around me to be their best.
And so you became a teacher, then you became an administrator, you were principal of Leviton Dual Language School, and then this June you were named the interim superintendent. Tell me about this summer so far. What have you been doing to prepare for what could be a difficult school year? We had such a difficult school year last year with COVID. There might have been some learning loss from students. How are you preparing for the fall?
So we want to look at the multiple levels that we're working on. One of the levels in looking forward is knowing first the history. We have 18 months of very difficult time, not only in the time of transformation, but also in the time of COVID. And when we look at this, and then many of our students were out. Many of our students were out due to the COVID. So my goal is to make sure that every student in Providence return to in-person, because we know that data shows and research shows that students learn best when they're in schools. So we're looking at that. We want to say, okay, so how can we prepare the future this year? Making sure that all schools are prepared to receive our students. And what do I mean by prepared? We want to make sure that faculties, everyone that walks in, first of all, has to have a mask on, right? We want to take those precautions, safety first. So we have the safety first when it comes to masks. We want to make sure that every school already has every PPE available to them in the building, stored in the building as needed. We're also looking to make sure that we continue, since during the summer we have multiple clinics for vaccine, and making sure we're trying to get as many people vaccinated from the age 12 and above, including adults. And we're going to continue asking people to do that, because that is the way we can make sure that we're one level of protection for us. So those are some of the activities we're looking at, safety first in the building. buildings and making sure that we have all the curriculums needed as we continue forward to make sure that the students receive a high level of education.
You mentioned how important it is to get kids in the classroom, in seats. I reported back in June that more than half of Providence students were chronically absent last school year. Are you in favor of bringing back truancy proceedings to try and prevent chronic absenteeism?
So if I'm correct, we do have a truancy officer. That's by law. We need to have one. And that person will be doing some door knockings, reaching out to families. We also have guidance counselors that are coming in. We also have community specialists that are coming in, and those are putting in place to make sure that we reach out to parents and we reach out to students to find out what are the barriers. They're keeping our students, if you said 50%, keeping our students out of school, and then figure out ways to overcome those barriers to make sure that the safe learning environment is the school for the students.
Going back to your personal experience, do you think that that's helpful when you talk to parents or to principals? I mean, you had an incredible barrier to getting into the school building. A lot of students may be in that same position or a similar position with their family life where it might be difficult to get them in the classroom. Are you hoping that you can bring some of your personal experience into that as you work with parents and administrators?
I used to keep my experience, my personal experience to myself and shared it with a few individuals who, when I saw were going through the same or similar situation, I would share my information. Now that I'm responsible for Providence students, which is about 24,000, I share my story because I feel that there are many students who are going through similar situations. And yes, I will use my experience as this is a bump in the road. When there's a bump in the road, we just don't stop. Sometimes we have to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. And it's making sure that our students understand that our parents understand these are bumps in the road, and we cannot let those bumps in the road halt our education.
It can get better. You could
Absolutely.
be a superintendent someday.
Absolutely, absolutely. The big thing about that is there's always a tomorrow. Think about the possibility, and I ask all my students and all my parents in my community just to ask themselves this question: what if? What if I get over that bump? What will life be like? Versus what if I stay and don't try to get over that bump? What my life will be like.
I want to switch gears and talk about the state takeover of the school and the turnaround plan. Listen, the state has been intervening in the school for 2 years now. We didn't expect that COVID would be so dominant. A lot of people have been focused on COVID protocols and this whole, crazy pandemic that we've been in. We had leadership change that was unexpected. Do you think the turnaround is working right now?
Absolutely. I look at the turnaround plan as a North Star. That is what's guiding us. That is guiding the work that we're doing. That is information that we receive from our community. These are the things that we need to do in order to improve the environment, improve teaching and learning. So absolutely, I believe in the turnaround plan. I believe in the work we're doing and the work that we're going to continue to do as we continue to try to meet the goals there are within the turnaround plans.
Are you playing catch up at all with those goals? Did COVID hold us back at all in achieving the first year goals, and then also the leadership change that we didn't expect to happen in the spring? Are you playing catch up right now?
No, because it's not just about the leader in place. It's about the team that's in place, and the team continues to move forward. As I come into this new position, yes, I'm being debriefed. This is where we're at. This is what we've been doing and how we're moving forward. So that's, I would say no, that we're pretty much on target with many of the initiatives that we're doing as we continue to go, because some are short-term initiatives and some are long-term initiatives. And I want to make sure that that's clear, because it's not just several initiatives that we're working on. There's multiple initiatives that we're working on, but they all have a time frame for us to meet.
You must be doing a lot of hiring right now, because HR provided me with the latest teacher vacancy numbers. There's 96 teacher vacancy positions, and they seem to run the gamut from ESL, math and science, special ed. Why is that? Are you not getting as many applicants as usual? How can you fill those positions?
So 96, 58 of those are classrooms. 58 are classrooms, and we look at those 58 versus last year, which was only 25 vacancies in the classroom, which I wish we were closer to that number or at zero. But we also look at 2019. 2019, we had 90 vacancies. And I'm sure that as we continue to hire individuals, there are some who are resigning, but we're in the process of still hiring, and we're going to continue to hire to the first day of school. And if we need to go throughout the year, through the beginning of the year, we'll be looking into that.
Are you planning to hire more, whether it's Teach for America or any of these other non-union organizations, to get more teachers in the door?
That is something that I haven't have a conversation about, but I can definitely go back and get some additional information if we need to.
You must have some administrative vacancies as well. I don't have those numbers quite yet. I believe HR is still pulling them, but are you planning to name new network superintendents, new chief of staff? Have you done that yet?
Well, there are some individuals who are interim as I started, just to make sure that we continue the ball rolling. But those are situations that we're taking them one at a time as they come in. We want to make sure that we're hiring the right person, that we go in. This is not just someone I just want to put in place. So that's where I'm at with this.
Are you planning to make those high-level hiring decisions in conjunction with the commissioner? She mentioned that last year, after the situation with Dr. Alege, that she wanted to have more hands-on approach with high-level hiring. So are you doing that together?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and you haven't named a permanent network superintendents yet?
No.
No, okay. I'm hearing a lot.
We have a network team who are already there.
Got it.
Okay, so.
Okay, but the two network superintendents, which were Dr. Alege and Suchin, you haven't named permanent replacements yet. I'm hearing a lot from teachers, just going back to the resignations that have happened and the vacancies. I'm hearing a lot from teachers about morale being down. And you know that you were a principal last year, so you're in contact with the teachers every day. They say they felt underappreciated. It's not a secret that they voted no confidence in Superintendent Peters and in the commissioner. And some of them are leaving for other districts, and they're saying, I'm done. You know, I love Providence, but I'm just done. And I'm wondering what are you planning to do to get morale up and to show the good teachers that we have in Providence that they're appreciated and that they should stay here?
Well, there's been several things I've already put into place. One is I send out a weekly letter to my faculty, to my staff. And when I say faculty and staff, it's for everyone. I want everyone to understand that we're a team of one, and it's central office, everyone at central office, everyone in the building. And that goes from teachers, students, parents, clerks, maintenance. Those are the people that are the boots in the ground, where the rubber hits the road, and we want to make sure that everyone feels appreciated. I've employed an appreciation group with multiple teachers across all the levels, K to 12, and those are going to be working on different activities that we can do to make sure that we show appreciation to teachers. I don't want anyone in the district to feel unappreciated or disrespected. I want my families, the students, the faculty, everyone to be able to walk into the buildings and feel appreciated. I want them to go to school. I want the students to go to school and want to be in school. This is why we've been doing a lot of work over the summer. I mean, there's some work more than others, but making the schools look presentable so students will find it pleasing. Say, this is my school, take pride in their school. I want to go to school, right? This is what I'm looking at. And the same thing for the adults in the buildings. I want them to feel appreciated. Top down, all the clothes.
Did you feel appreciated and supported this, last school year working as a principal?
Absolutely.
You did?
Well, it's the culture that I have when I was an administrator. That's the culture that I tried to instill in my school, which was Leamington Dual Language Elementary. Parents knew that I had open doors. Students knew they would come in and they would be greeted with, good morning, my brother, good morning, my sisters. We'll do high fives, the slap with the legs, because we can do COVID. But everyone felt welcome and appreciated and loved.
The teacher's contract was such a major goal of the turnaround, to get a new teacher's contract. And when the state takeover first happened, a lot of state and city leaders were saying, this is like one of the main reasons we need to do a state intervention, because we need to change this teacher's contract. It's such a hindrance to progress. Did you feel that way as a principal, that the Providence teacher's contract was hamstringing you at all, or a hindrance to making decisions?
Well, I feel that, first of all, it's starting the school year with a contract.
Good
morale,
news.
good news. As we continue, what I like about the contract right now is that we have the opportunity to hire external, internal simultaneously. So once again, we don't go back to the 96 vacancies. So if we started at the same time and we're able to fill all those positions, then that 96 should trickle down.
So that would be like a next summer thing, that you, hopefully next summer at this time you wouldn't have as many vacancies because
and that's
the hiring timeline is changed a little bit.
Absolutely.
Is there, I would say most people who looked at the new contract would feel it doesn't have, it's not a drastic revision of the way the contract was before. Is there any changes that you would have liked to see in there and maybe would want in the future?
As I said, you know, I look at the contract, and that was a negotiation that was going on. I wasn't part of the negotiation, but I do look at the contract as a good tool to continue moving forward, to boost morale. And as we continue to go, there's going to be another contract coming up, and negotiations will start all over again. Right,
in 2 years, because the 3-year contract that was just negotiated is retroactive to last year. So we'll see if you're still the superintendent when that happens. Something that was speculated a lot ahead of the negotiating that wasn't in the contract, but people have talked about it a lot, and I think it's interesting, is whether the school days should be longer or perhaps the school year should be longer. Is that something you've ever thought of or that you would support?
School days longer. When we talk about school days being longer or the school year being longer, we have to make sure that, you know, how that would affect, once again, the contract.
Right, of course.
So we have to look at that. I believe that students should always be learning, whether they're in school or out of school, whether they're home or not. So that's a cultural change that we have to make sure that is a paradigm shift for our students to make sure that they continue to learn in school and out of school. So.
Okay, so no position on that at the moment. Talking about the COVID planning for when school starts on September 9th, obviously masks are being mandated for everyone. Providence was, I think, the first district to announce that. When it comes to vaccines, do you have any plans to require Providence teachers to provide proof of vaccination, similar to what the rest of the city employees are going to be subject to starting October 1st?
No, we don't have any mandates as of right now. But we are making sure that as we continue to move forward, make sure that we take every precaution to make sure that everyone is safe, to make sure that everyone is wearing their mask. Once again, we're asking very nicely and asking everyone who's 12 and older, if they can get vaccinated, please do so. We've supported that by making sure that there's been several clinics throughout the summer that families and communities can go to get vaccinated. And we'll continue working with Rhode Island Department of Health, where they're going to be coming into the schools and also offering vaccinations in the buildings.
So there'll be vaccine clinics during the school day. They don't have to show up at they don't have to show up on a Saturday or stay after school during the school day.
The timing, I'm not 100% sure just yet, but we are working on that.
I was reading your COVID guidance, and there are certain different rules for vaccinated and unvaccinated. For example, students who are vaccinated and are close contact with someone wouldn't have to quarantine for 7 days, but they are encouraged to get a test. That was just one example. But are you asking students to tell their schools or show their schools if they're vaccinated or not at this time?
No, we're not asking, because we know that the 12 and older who are being vaccinated, they're pretty much, you know, I'm vaccinated.
Right. They're eligible, but Providence's vaccination rate right now as a city is about 54%, so about half the city residents are vaccinated. So are you worried at all about not knowing the vaccination level among the students because of the Delta variant spreading how it is? So
we have asynchronous and synchronous, right, testing and going on. So we're going to have that. We went from 2 weeks weekly being tested.
Okay.
Right? And we also, once again, a precaution is making sure everyone is wearing the mask. We're also looking at distancing. So the distancing within, which is between 2 to 3 feet if they're a stationary group. If they're not a stationary group, then that's where they're asked to wear the masks.
What are the consequences if you don't wear a mask? Let's say your teacher says, Johnny, put your mask on, please, and he doesn't do so, will he not be allowed to be in that classroom, or what will happen?
So first, the approach that we'll be taking is making sure first educate the student, educate the parents, the importance of wearing the mask. It's something that we're really asking and pushing for, to, you know, they have to wear their mask. If they continue to refuse, then we'll have to ask the student, you know, to have the student picked up and take home, because we can't put everyone else in danger.
Got it. Huge headlines this summer in Providence have been about violence. An increase in violence among sometimes young people, joining gangs, joining groups. What is the role the Providence schools can have in trying to prevent violence and prevent young people from entering that lifestyle?
On a personal note, it's a lot of conversations. You have to have a lot of conversation with the individuals, just letting them know the effect that has on our community. And globally, looking at the community and how that also can affect the overall culture and feeling of schools. So it's just a lot of conversations with students and social emotional. So we know that we have a lot going on into social emotional in schools, working with students. So there's a program in place right now for social emotional needs.
Are you hiring more social workers?
Yes, we have social workers and guidance counselors. Now for the first time in elementary as well. That's great. So yes.
Do you think police officers should remain in the schools?
So that is if we're looking at the guidance that we're receiving and making sure that there is someone in place, that's where we're at right now, having the officers in schools.
This is kind of a personal question, but what keeps you up at night when you're thinking about your work in the Providence schools?
What keeps me up at night?
Yeah.
I would have to say that pretty much what keeps me up at night is making sure that I don't fail my students, because I work for my students and my parents and my community, and I will do everything within my power to make sure of their safety and make sure every student is receiving highly qualified teachers with a highly qualified curriculum so they can be ready for college or the workforce. So that's what keeps me up at night, thinking about what else can we do to make sure that our students have the opportunity to reach their most highest potential.
And finally, are you hoping that you'll stay in this position longer than 1 year?
Maybe, but my concern is that since this job is 24/7, my focus is making sure that everything goes smoothly for the beginning of school and the rest of the year. That's my focus.
Dr. Javier Montañez, Acting Superintendent of Providence, thank you so much for the great conversation.
Thank you.
If you missed any of Steph Machado's interview with Dr. Javier Montañez, check out her latest Pulse of Providence episode on WPRI.com. I'm joined by 12 News Politics editor Ted Nesi. And Ted, we just have a few minutes left in the show, so I wanted to briefly chat about the remarkable fall from grace, if you will, of the governor's chief of staff, Tony Silva. And a quick summary for our viewers at home, Ted. Last Tuesday, McKee was standing by Silva with this land deal, controversial land deal in Cumberland. The next day, the governor calls on the attorney general to investigate that land deal. And that same day, I met up with Tony Silva outside the State House. Here's a piece. Knowing your position both as Cumberland police chief and your current powerful position within the governor's office, any second thoughts about trying to intervene in Cumberland and the optics of that?
Tim, let me make it perfectly clear to you. I didn't intervene in anything.
Not even at the town level?
I have absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. That is not what Tony Silva does.
All right, Ted, so by Monday morning, the week after Silva was out, stepping down through retirement, first, let's talk about this. This controversy ground on likely much longer than the governor's people wanted it to. From a communications perspective, do you think there's some self-reflection on how this could have been, you know, handled differently?
I think so, and certainly hindsight is 2020, right? So now knowing how it's ended, I'm sure they're thinking about, I wish we'd ended this sooner, knowing it was going in this direction. I think they kind of had two problems. First was just the substantive problem, which was it was always going to raise questions for the governor's chief of staff to be texting the mayor of a medium-sized town, who certainly ranks lower than him in the political totem pole in Rhode Island, about getting a private financial deal done. You know, that was always going to raise eyebrows. But then repeatedly, as this story trickled out, comments made by Silva and then by the governor's office in general, including the governor himself, sort of exacerbated it. You know, Silva not being up front that he was still working on the development. And when he told us in early August he was done with April 2020, that didn't really prove to be true, even if there was some narrow way to explain that. McKee going so rapidly from Tony Silva's my guy, he didn't do anything wrong here, to I need the Attorney General to investigate this. And then even like the little thing like the extra $7,500 part-time job Tony Silva held in Cumberland, which had never gotten attention before.
The deputy EMA director.
It was a drip, drip, drip. So I think in retrospect, certainly I'd say most political observers think they would have been better off, you know, Tony Silva resigning much sooner to just get this out of the governor's hair.
And the irony is, because the governor tapped the Attorney General to look into this, it will be another story whenever the Attorney General comes out with his findings. I have to imagine that's not going to take long, but we'll stand by on that one. So you are the politics editor. Let's talk about the political implications of all this. It struck me that this really all unfolded just the day after the tropical storm, where things went relatively well. I'm sure the folks in the governor's office were happy with how he performed that weekend and how well things went. But instead of talking about that all week, it's overshadowed by Tony Silva. Yeah, it was. I would say it was a bit of a messy month for the governor's office, because don't forget, the week before the Tony Silva stuff, you had the strange back and forth over a mask mandate where it appeared the governor's hand had been forced by the Board of Education, and then he did wound up doing a mandate, but you know, he had already said he hadn't wanted to do that. So I think it was just a month that showed they seemed less sure-footed than they had a little sooner, and certainly that's something that has made the rival campaigns, people planning to challenge him next year, feel a little more hopeful that there might be a path, even though he's the incumbent. And does it scramble that map for 2022 at all?
I'd say it's probably too soon, right? But it certainly tells you that, you know, you don't, I'll say this, you don't have too many weeks like the one they just had in the governor's office if you want to stay in strong shape for 22. The other thing is, you know, you have people making decisions right now about how next year will go, including, you know, one person whose name just keeps bubbling up is former CVS executive Helena Folks. She's kept extremely quiet, but I'm confident she's at least thinking about whether to jump into this race. If the governor looks strong, someone like her is probably less likely to take a dive. If she thinks the governor is beatable, she might do it.
Stand by at that one. All right, so minute left here. I got to ask you this mysterious fall session that we've been hearing about for the General Assembly, you know, possibly taking up recreational marijuana and maybe the Law Enforcement Officer Bill of Rights. Will there be a fall session? Do you have any new intelligence on that?
You know, I felt pretty confident they would have a fall session when the regular session ended in June. I'm not so sure anymore, because I'm not seeing any signals from Joe Shekarchi, the speaker, that he yet feels there's any, you know, cohesiveness around what should be done on marijuana or police reform. He doesn't seem to be in a rush to spend the American Rescue Plan federal money. So for Joe Shekarchi, I think he's like, why bring them back just a few months before we're going back anyway if I'm not quite sure what I want them to do? So stay tuned on that. It could change, but I'm not right now thinking they're going to do it.
Yeah, interesting. Just after the governor asked for them to come back. All right, 12 News Politics editor Ted Nesi. I'm Tim White. We'll see you next week on Newsmakers.